Bam, bam. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Skip. Look at she's blink. You got the big eyebrow. We'll talk about this here in a minute. She's got eyelashes. That's what I was saying. And she was just like blinking her eyes really fast. But anyways, welcome to Skip Happens, everybody. My name's Skip Clark, the host, and of course, the program director of the Wolf in Syracuse, New York, and my partner tonight, as always, Deb Lamphere, who is the president and founder of the official country music fan club. And we got a great podcast for you tonight. This is going to be so much fun. You're going to go, what? I know that's going to happen because we did it off the air just a minute ago. You did what? But anyways, I want you to say hi to Alannah McCready. And Alannah, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm great. How are you guys?
Oh, we are wonderful.
Welcome.
The first question that Deb and I ask is, where are you? And describe your surroundings a little bit.
I am in my bedroom, in my house in Nashville.
Very cool.
I just purchased it, and
yay, congratulations!
You actually closed this week, I think.
Oh my goodness!
So.
Wow, and there's not like 22 boxes behind you. I'm shocked.
I know. I'm technically moving in still, but I'm still staying with my friend in Nashville because I haven't closed yet. So I come here, unpack, go sleep at my friend's house.
But how exciting is that? Yeah. How exciting is that to have your own home, though? I mean, what a great investment. And like Deb said, it's pretty cool not to see the boxes behind you.
It's literally when I'm here, or when I'm in town, I come over here, I spend all day moving in, and then I go sleep at my friend's house, and I come right back and do it the next day. I'm like, because by the time I close, I'm trying to just be moved in.
So awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to join Deb and I here tonight. And the main reason that we have you on is the fact that you're coming out with a song, your debut single. And of course, something like that has hit the radio. It's very, very cool. Your voice is very, very cool. But we have a big question for you. How did you get to where you are today? Because you have a background in sports. So let's talk about that a little bit. You played hockey.
I did, on ice.
and do you still get out and play for the fun of it?
I do, especially in Nashville. There's a lot more opportunities than in Atlanta where I was living. So in Nashville, this winter I'll be in a league. Oh. And yeah, it's so fun to continue to play because there's actually a lot of former college players that live down here on the men's side. And so I've actually been there a couple of times and been like, I went to college with you. So yeah, it's awesome. I love that I can still be able to play. And I mean, even after college, when I lived in New York, where you guys are, I coached and all kinds of stuff.
Did you coach like girls hockey?
Yeah.
Wow. And what position did you play? Go ahead, Deb.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Answer that one first. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was a goalie. I'm a goalie.
Oh, my God. Everybody's shooting at you.
Yeah. So we're and
it's crazy.
Who signs up? It's like, hey, I would love for you to shoot this frozen piece of rubber at me as hard and as fast as you possibly can. And I'm just going to throw myself in front of it.
I don't even know what to say to that.
When we see the goalies play on the professional TV teams and you see their arms are over here and over here, and I look at them, I'm like, how on earth do you get your body to just like split like that? And they're coming across the whole goal. So it's just amazing.
It's a little bit of the contortionism, I think, maybe. You have to be flexible, otherwise you just rip and break everything. You just be
Are you on a travel week? Or is it strictly in Nashville?
Are you on a travel? Are you on a travel team or?
No. Just like a league for all of us who used to be in our glory days.
Well, I used to play hockey, and I was a left wing, and I played through my high school years, but afterwards, then it's like now I'm in with the old timers. If I want to play, we just get together and we meet at the rink at 11 o'clock on a certain night and we play around, maybe 45 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, it's kind of similar, except it's like that's actually a league where we have like legit teams and there's game times and brackets and stuff like that. But it's basically pretty similar style of hockey. We all just hang out and talk and play.
So you have like a whole different life on ice
Yeah,
than what you have now. Did you ever want to drive the Zamboni?
I did one time actually.
I did that.
One moment.
I was.
That was
Uh-oh.
Siri thinking that we were including her
Oh.
in our.
Well, that's, she has a tendency to cut in every once in a
So
while.
nosy.
Alexa does the same thing here. It's like, who talking?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking to you.
I know I don't have Wi-Fi yet, so I have all my Alexas unplugged. But
I got you.
it's really stressful because when people say Alannah, sometimes they say it fast, or if there's noise in the background, she thinks they're saying Alexa, and it's just like a whole problem.
Now, a little bit of your background. What was your degree in?
Communications and sociology, both.
Okay, but did you work PR, like sports management a little bit?
Yeah, so after college, I moved to New York and I was doing PR for a sports management company. All of our clients were NFL players, so I was basically running the day-to-day lives of like a lot of NFL players.
Wow.
And managing like all of their social media and making sure they don't say anything they're not supposed to say, and if they do, delete it. And
Oh boy, I think we're in trouble.
yeah,
Mhm.
make sure they make it to things on time and all that kind of stuff. So I loved doing it because I love football, but also I think it helps me now, like being an independent artist, having that background in PR, like at a high level, I think helps me kind of know more what I'm doing now behind the scenes.
Exactly. And you pretty much answered the question that I was going to ask, and how it would help you with your career as it is now. Just knowing more about the business and being able to understand what's happening.
Even like stuff like this, knowing how to interview better, or like knowing what it's going to be like at least, or knowing how to put my best foot forward on social media and stuff like that. I think is so important, and not a lot of people would learn that unless they were in that type of environment. So I think it definitely helps. So at least I'm using my degree as some sort, I guess.
Yeah, you are a little bit. The communication side of it. What was that, like radio, television, or journalism?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
It all goes together.
Oh,
I get it. Now I'm really nervous because she knows how to interview and we don't.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun with the podcast, though. No, I'm just kidding. We have a lot of fun. Now, the big question is, I don't know, you want to ask it, Deb? How did she get from here?
You started all the way up, sports, little girl, playing sports all through life. And then one day, I think I want to try singing for a little bit.
It's a great story. I love this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The secret is I was doing both the entire time. That's the whole thing. I didn't really go from one to the other. I was doing both the entire time. And I kind of, once I felt like the hockey, actually playing competitively part of my journey was over, I was like, okay, now I have an opportunity to do, what I've always wanted to do career-wise. And I've just always known that I wanted to do this professionally. And I've been singing since I could talk. And I just always loved. I mean, in high school, I was the only person who played a sport and was in choir in my whole school.
Did you ever have to go and sing the national anthem before you played hockey?
Yeah, I actually I sang the national anthem in my equipment in the penalty box, and then put my helmet on, skated out, and played. And all of the away teams every time were like,
how could she do that?
What just happened here?
Why does the goalie have a microphone? And what's going on? But I mean, yeah, there are times where I had choir concerts on the same days as games because they're so far apart. Why would they look at each other's schedules like that? Like I said, I was the only person. So it's like, why would they care? And so there were days where if we had a game, I would have to go in and sing all of my soprano parts for my choir director in his office during the day so that I could get credit for the concert for my grade and then be able to play my game.
I don't know how you balanced it all, though.
I was going to ask if you ever felt overwhelmed by doing all of that as a
Um,
young girl.
I think yes, but also I loved doing both. So it never felt like too much. But I will say that I had no social life in high school. Well, it was 5 a.m. practice before class, go to school. And before class, before school, it was just goalie training. So I would train super early in the morning, just specifically goalie training with my goalie coach. And then I'd go to class, go to school all day, team practice after, and then homework, bed, do it all over. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's funny now. I talk to my friends and I'm like, God, I don't know. What is that? Like, I never went to one high school party, nothing like that. And that was normal for me. And I hear like stories my friends tell, like all this crazy stuff they did in high school. And I'm like, you're probably doing it normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's really not such a bad thing, because think of all the trouble you did not get into by not going to those parties.
True, exactly. I know my parents should really be saying thank you.
I'm telling you, they should be very grateful that you
I
were
was
as
just
busy
the
as you were.
opposite. So.
I'm going to send this to them so they remind them how grateful I am.
What about family? You got brothers, sisters, or?
Yeah, I have a younger brother. He's 3 years younger than me. He's actually a producer.
Nice.
He has a studio. I'm from Minnesota, so he has a sound studio in Minnesota, actually in Minneapolis, and they do everything. I mean, he went to college for sound design, so they do sound design. They have recording rooms. They have podcast rooms that they rent out. They just like do the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So whenever I'm home, we go in and record and do all the fun stuff.
I was going to say he lets you take over the studio. Come on.
Yeah, I get friends and family, right?
That's helpful.
Sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not good.
It is nice to be able to go home, and if I want to like lay a track down or something, like the producer, so I don't have to find a producer or anything. I'm just like, Ryan, I want to go do this.
This is an amazing story that, everything that you've done, and you've been able to balance your life really good. I mean, from the sports side of it to being an artist, not independent artist, get your first single on the radio now. And it's just amazing how it all came together for you. But taking it back to the hockey thing, because I'm totally blown away by that. All right. I think it's so awesome that you do it, and that we got the women teams and all that, and they're as competitive as the guys. And I don't mean any of this in a bad. It's just like it's all equal, and it's so awesome to watch.
Yeah, we didn't even have, growing up for me. I mean, we didn't have girls teams until I was in high school. I played on boys teams all the way until high school, and it's now these girls are. I'm just so glad that like it was probably 7 or 8 years older than me is what really started it. And then it sort of trickled down, got more popular. And so I'm just so glad that we were able to kind of push through and help it get to where it is now, to where these girls, I mean, there's teams, they're this big and they're playing, so that's amazing to see.
It is amazing. And you have a couple of national titles.
A couple, yeah.
God bless you, man. That's so awesome. And how was the celebration when you won those? Pretty cool, huh? Unbelievable.
I remember the whole thing.
I bet you got to at least socialize during those times.
Yeah, it was cool, because the first one was my freshman year, which is like crazy to even be in the Frozen Four your freshman year. And, we ended up winning, and it was in Lake Placid. And my coach was Mark Johnson, who was on Miracle on Ice team.
Yes.
And that was the first time he had been back since they won in 1980. That was the first time he'd been back to Lake Placid, to the arena. And so it was so awesome. After we won, he came in the locker room and he was crying, and he was like, I didn't want to say anything before the game, but this was the same locker room we were in. I shook the president's hand in his locker room, and all of a sudden, and we're crying. It's like a whole thing. Wow. And so it's just, it's like once in a lifetime stuff, which is, I'm just so lucky. I'm so grateful.
Absolutely. Rightfully so too. Very talented in a lot of different aspects, I guess, from being on the ice to, being an independent artist and putting that single out on the radio. Tell us a little bit about the single itself.
So the single's something, it's called Something Like That. I have to be careful I say it because
Yep.
people will be like, something like what? And I'm like, no, it's called Something Like That. Like, yeah. And all my friends now, whenever, because it's such a common phrase, anytime they say it, they're like, see what I did there? I'm like, I see what you did there. No, it's during quarantine. I was talking to one of my best friends, Will Gittin, who is amazing, and his brother, Sterling. And I was like, listen, guys, I want to do a new project. It's been like 3 years since I've released new music, and we were in quarantine, and they were like, all right, let's do it. So the three of us did my entire EP together. Yeah, Will and I wrote all the songs, and Sterling produced them all. So we had like a fun, like quarantine little thing and made my new project. And Something Like That is the first single off of it. And I don't know, we were just kind of messing around, and Will played something on the guitar that was like obviously not it. Mm-hmm. And he goes, yeah, or something like that. And we both looked at each other, and it was like, light bulb.
There it is.
We were like, we don't care. We don't even know what this is about. We don't care what it's about right now. That's the title. So it just kind of turned into kind of taking a step back and looking at relationships and what you think you want versus what you should want. And I feel like a lot of people today are like, well, I need this specific thing to be happy. All these little tiny specific things this person needs to do to make me happy in this relationship. And we kind of wanted to scale it back and look at, okay, well, don't lie to me, be nice to me, and spend time with me. And, those things should make me happy. And if they don't, it's probably not going to work. Or if you can't give me, those just basic things or something like that, it's probably not going to work. So.
And there it is.
There it is.
And that's the end result, is Something Like That.
Yeah.
So that's cool. How does it feel to know that you've got a song that is beginning its first stages of being played on the radio?
It's amazing. When I heard it for the first time. Yeah, I heard it for the first time, and I obviously started crying. I almost crashed my car. It was like
we tell every artist we talk to that when you first hear it come on the radio, you need to pull over, because I don't care who you are. Whether it's you or me or anybody,
I know,
just got to stop and take it all in.
I had thought that my Bluetooth had just started playing my phone. All of a sudden I turned my radio, and it was like Will's guitar solo, and I was like, oh, my phone must be playing my song. And then it ended, and the person started talking, and I was like,
whoa, that's me.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
We lost Deb, but that's all right. That's right. She'll be back.
Yeah, I was like,
she's having problems with the internet tonight, and of all nights for this to happen. But it's you and I. She'll be back.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I FaceTimed Will immediately. I was like, it's on the radio, and he was like, so we like freaked out.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I can't wait to play it and see what our listeners think, and get some feedback, because whether it's good or bad, you learn from the feedback.
For sure. And, I actually last week, I think my publicist told me that it broke 100 on Music Row chart. So
see pretty soon, next thing you know, they're going to be calling you and saying, guess what? Or maybe you follow it yourself. Guess what? We hit number 80. All right, we're at 78. All right, we're at 75. We're moving, which is great. Yeah, I know.
I think it's 96 right now, which is just crazy.
That is nuts. Let me see if we can put us back. There we go. No, I'm on top, Deb's on the bottom, and there you are over there. Okay.
How did you transition? So being that you did sports and music together, you loved them both, you were pursuing kind of both. But generally, like once you kind of get out of high school and you get into college, we kind of normally take a path, thinking that you were continuing with hockey. How did you get encouraged to continue with your music to actually go and record something? How did that come about?
Yeah, so my uncle is a recording artist and has been for, I don't even know how many years, forever. And he was living in LA at the time, and I'd always done like a little stuff with him here and there. And I told him I was living in New York and I was, working. I loved my job, but I'm like, this isn't what I want to do for my entire life. And I want to do music, and I have the opportunity to kind of step away from what I was doing. It was like the timing was just right, and my family felt the same, and having their support was everything. And so I called my uncle and I'm like, listen, I want to do this. I want to try and do this. And so he introduced me to a publisher here in Nashville, and I came down here and recorded professionally for the first time ever in like 2012, I think. Wow. And after we finished, I kind of sat him down and I was like, okay, I want to do this as a career. Be honest with me. Do you think I can do this as a career? Do you think that I should do this? He has nothing to gain from telling me yes or no or anything. And so he was like, no, I think you can do this. I think you should do this. And I was like, okay. So
there you go.
Quit my job. quit my job.
That's how it started. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Quit my job and I've been doing it full time ever since.
Yeah. And if you didn't do it, you regret it. It'd be like, I should have tried.
That's
you don't know until you do it.
Yeah. And that's what I said too. I was like, you know what? I have an opportunity. The timing is right. If I don't do it now, I will never do it. And I will regret it forever. So.
Well, what's amazing is you pursued that career and then you still can play your hockey, and that's like your sidekick now. Whereas, most people wouldn't do that. They would have dropped one.
No, why?
Really? Why? You shouldn't. I agree with you.
I love that attitude. And hockey kind of gives you that break from every once in a while, just that break to step back and do something else that you love.
Yeah, it's an escape for sure. Yeah. Even just going to open hockey or open ice, not even the league, and just skating, just like being in an arena and just kind of like, it's like
clears the head. Just, it's your time,
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Do you get a chance to go see the Predators?
I have seen a Preds game.
Yeah.
I am a Wild fan. So, oh, wow.
Just saying.
Okay.
A little Nashville.
Love that. Okay. Yeah. The last Preds game I went to was Preds versus Wild, actually. Would have been 2019, 2020. It would have been 2019. That was the last Preds game I went to, but I've been to a few Wild games since then. But I mean, I plan on going because there's no NHL team in Atlanta where I was living for the last 8 years. So I'm going to make up for that now that I have there.
Oh, so can you go through all these different places that you've lived? Because just through us talking, I'm clicking 4 or 5. There could be as much as 8. You were born where, in Minnesota?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Minnesota. I was a trader and went to college in Wisconsin.
Okay.
And became a Packer fan. And
she's had Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Major Packer fan. And then after college, I moved to New York and was working.
Okay.
But while in New York, I did live technically in Jersey as well, in Hoboken. So we'll count Jersey in there.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then when I recorded my first album, I did that half in Nashville, half in LA. But I was living in Nashville for a majority of the time, and I just go to LA. And then I moved to Atlanta, and I've been in Atlanta for the last 8 years, and I just moved back to Nashville permanently in February.
So I heard Oklahoma in there somewhere. Was that just
my mom is from Oklahoma?
Oh, she's from Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
right. So I'm from Long Island, so I'm familiar with the whole Manhattan thing.
Oh, yes.
And then my son lived in Manhattan and in Hoboken for a while. So those all were just clicking with me. But as we're talking, I'm like, wait a second. She said this place and this place and this place. You've been in a lot of places, and I have to assume Nashville is your favorite.
I think it will be. All of my friends in Atlanta are gonna be so angry that I just said that.
Well, you're only 4 hours away from Atlanta, right? It's not that
that's
far.
pretty close.
I mean, when I left, my friends in Atlanta were like, "So you don't need new friends. You don't need any more friends or any new friends or anything." And I'm like, "Okay."
They don't want to give you up.
I swear.
Well, they're gonna go. Alannah's got a house now. She's got room for us. Let's go visit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not yet. I don't live here yet, but
soon.
You will be.
Oh man! So have you put it? You put the EP out, but is that what you're considering your album right now? Or you put an album out before, or what's going on?
Yeah. So my first album I put out in 2013.
Okay.
And then maybe 3 years is like my thing because I think my second album came out like 3.5 years after that. So maybe 3 years is like my. But didn't even realize that till now. And then Something Like That is a single that just came out February, and then the EP that it will be on as well, be a 5-song EP, will be out later this year. We're trying to figure out when right now.
Very cool. And you're promoting this all by yourself, or?
I do have
You have a team behind you.
Team. Yes, they're amazing. Aristo.
Yep. I love that. Rachel's been great.
She's amazing.
They're all amazing.
Shout out Rachel for helping me know what day it is.
Yep, they are amazing. They've sent some artists our way, and just great people to work with.
I know. I love them. I could not be doing this without them for sure.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody that wants to be an artist like you? And a female artist, independent, there's a lot of challenges. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, but there's always those challenges. What kind of advice, though, would you give?
I think it would be, I kind of regurgitate the best advice that I was ever given to people who want to do this. And that's don't ever change who you are as an artist or who you want to be as an artist because you think in order to make it, you need to be in a certain box. I feel like there tends to be these omniscient boxes that people get put in with not only genre, but within each genre. And, there's room for all of us. So I just feel like don't ever think, okay, well, I need to change how I look or change the type of music I'm writing or that I want to write or that's truly me, because that's not going to get me to the top. Because not being you is going to not get you to the top, period. So
true.
I just feel like just stay in your lane and just grind it out because our industry is such a roller coaster and the highs are super high and the lows are very low.
Yeah.
But you have
and you've obviously experienced both of those the way you're saying that.
Yeah. I mean, from bad management to, possibilities are endless for how the lows can come. But you have to remember that there's going to be both and not get discouraged.
Right.
Because the next day it could be back up. Right. So but it's hard. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously. It's hard to stay positive and mentally tough throughout all of that, which again, I feel like being an athlete at a super high level, my majority of my life helps me with that. And especially being a goalie because there's a team in front of me, but it's just me. It's by myself. If it gets by somebody else, it's just me. Pressure's on me. It's similar to playing a show. Like someone in my band messes up or something happens, it's my name that's on there. It's not theirs. So I don't know, maybe I like pressure.
Some people work better under pressure.
Yeah,
that's
me.
Yes, exactly. If I know, if there's pressure and I got to get something done and just got to get out there and do it under that pressure and I'll do fine. But if I have a chance to sit back and think about it and say, I got some time, I got this, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to mess it up. I just work great under pressure. At least
we have a tendency to procrastinate too when we don't have a hard, deadline for something.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I think I like pressure. I also think I like, actually, it might be a control thing as well. Should probably look into that. But
it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I like things being in my hands to succeed or not succeed. I don't know.
You're driving.
Right. You're driving.
You're the driver.
Exactly right. And being an independent artist and doing it your way is awesome. And I think so many artists are going your route. They want to be independent and make their own decisions. You decide what you're going to put out as a single.
Yeah.
You decide. You just make all the arrangements. You do it all yourself. You handle. Yeah, I know you got a team behind you, and you do need a team. But the ultimate decision comes down to you, and you don't have somebody over you saying, "No, Alannah, we're going to do it this way, and this is what we're going to do." It doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, social media, I think, changed that entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can look and promote and do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, and people love it. They love it. They don't. And I mean, I feel like honestly, it's how it should be.
How often do you get out and play with the band?
Now that I'm here, well, last year was a bust, obviously.
Yeah.
Before COVID, I was touring a lot. Like COVID was the longest I'd ever been home at the consecutive amount of time, and it was very strange. I did not like it at all.
I know that routine. But
yeah, I did not like it at all. And I also was like, okay, I'm never saying no to a show ever again.
But you say you didn't like it at all, but it gave you the opportunity to put together this EP. It gave you an opportunity to tweak the things that needed to be tweaked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gave you that time. So there's also a blessing.
Oh, for sure.
Pandemic thing.
Yeah, I think touring and stuff, songwriting and dropping new music and all that kind of stuff kind of gets put on the back burner because you're on the road, you're playing, 4 shows a week ish, and you're exhausted, first of all, but the songwriting kind of gets put on the back burner. And so last year when none of us could tour, I was kind of freaking out a little bit because I'm like, well, playing shows is like a stress reliever for me. It's a creative outlet for me. And so I was kind of like, where can I re-channel that so I don't go nuts? And that turned into, okay, I'm going to re-channel it, do a new project from scratch, new music, the whole thing. And then that kind of gave me the opportunity to create an EP, this EP, which I think honestly is the best music I've ever put out.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear the whole project. And that's got to be really, really good.
I'll let you guys know when we figure out when it's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, going back to the hockey thing again. I keep going back.
Yeah.
But being a goalie and getting fired upon, everybody's trying to take a shot at the goalie, trying to, do what they have to do. Has there ever been a point in time where you just got so mad that it just went crazy? You know what I mean? I mean, crazy in a good way. We all watch a hockey game.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating.
It is. I have hit people.
Stay out of my crease.
Basically, goalies, I'm going to give away secrets right now, but we have little things we like to do to people who are standing in the crease or standing directly in front of us or where they're not supposed to be, or it just gets to a point where I'm like, move. And so, we don't have, there's no padding on the back of your leg.
Right.
So just a little, toe with a stick jab to the back of the knee, just really
where they can feel it. Yeah.
Really quick, and then back into position like it never happened. That'll get someone out of your way pretty quick.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, I've had people who, because if I catch the puck and then my arm or I go into the net, it's a goal unless the whistle is blown. So I've had people like just literally charge me, just try and just like push me
you back.
The net. Yeah. And one time I got a girl pretty good with my fiberglass blocker.
It's just amazing that you do that, and you're just
probably the girliest jock you will ever.
And I love it. This is absolutely wonderful what you do, and your whole attitude from the sports and the music and everything. You've got it going. You've got your life balanced pretty good, I think. And
Thanks. I mean, it
You
doesn't
know,
feel like it, but
no, I know. But look where you are right now. You said, you bought a new home and you're still playing hockey and you're putting music out. This is all your life. This is your dream. This is
yeah.
this is what you're still young enough to make it work and, just keep reaching and you're going to get there. It doesn't happen
Thank you
overnight,
so
which
much.
So
Yeah.
it just, but, and I think part of the way you are is because you were an athlete.
Yeah.
And I have what made me think of that is I have a daughter that played girls lacrosse. She ended up going to college on a scholarship. But then there was a big company here in town that was pursuing her because she was very outgoing, very athletic, had that, those are the type of people they want.
Oh yeah.
And
You
she
have
ended up
on your
working.
resume.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's just that type of person was, to me, that's somebody that these big companies they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different type of mentality. It's,
That's what it is. It's
we
all
don't like to lose ever. And
Right.
we will do whatever it takes to not lose.
to win.
And yeah, and so I feel like you don't have that mentality unless you've been in that position of both of winning and losing. It's equally important to learn how to lose and to figure out how not to do it again. And that's one thing I talk to, like I have my little cousins and stuff who are in sports now and they're little kids and I'm like, everyone's getting trophies. And I'm like, why is everybody getting a trophy? And they're like, oh, it's tell me. I'm like,
Right.
I know it's very different out there now.
I don't think I've ever gotten a participation trophy ever. Like on the way home, like, Dad, why didn't I get a trophy? You lost.
Right. And
Why? I
I could go on forever and ever and ever because I've been involved in sports because my kids all played sports. So I was part of our community football program for 10 or 12 years. And then I just completed running and organizing and starting a whole basketball organization. And when we do tournaments and everybody was getting a trophy or a medal and we're like, why? Well, participation. Well, yes, you participated. We agree. You're here. You should learn how to win, learn how to lose. I mean, to sum it up, we could talk forever. And oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. The kids today, they gotta learn.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. And
no, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. It's like, how are they ever supposed to learn how to fail and then come back and
exactly
in the real world? When it's from such a young age, it's okay that you lost. You still did. You're still amazing, and obviously tell your kids they're amazing. Obviously, but
right. But they should obviously learn,
understand the difference.
So it's up. Yeah.
You'll
definitely be good. You should be a coach now. But add that to your things to do.
She's already done that.
Yeah.
She's already been a coach.
No, I know. Future.
But then again.
When I'm a mom, I'll coach.
There you go.
Nah, you get a little ways.
You even love me.
My kid's gonna kick ass. I'm just telling you right now. That's it.
Can you have ice cream? Did you win? No, then no, you can have ice cream.
That's it. We're going home. Get in the car. Let's go. Get in the back seat. Buckle your seatbelt. We're heading home.
Tell me 5 things you did wrong.
Yeah. Let me ask you. You've been very successful. Everything you've done really well. But what would you say is your biggest failure?
I think not pushing myself to do this sooner. I think when I got my job in New York and stuff like that, I think I got comfortable and, because I wasn't playing competitive hockey anymore, I technically did have the time to, start music again and start songwriting and all that kind of stuff. And it's not that I chose not to, I just I was like in an interesting mental place, kind of because playing a Division I sport is not a reality. You live in a bubble.
It's just amazing. I get you.
And so coming out of that and being like, woo, okay, real life. And I think I kind of like subconsciously wanted to kind of just be in that for a minute. And I regret that because I think even my career would be further than it even is now if I would have started sooner.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like it's all about like it was meant for you to start.
Right.
There's things that prevent us from doing certain things, and then there's things that push us forward to do certain things.
Yeah.
And you know, I
That's
think
a
your
timing thing.
timing was good.
Yeah. That's a timing thing. It's just me being critical of myself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
No,
that's
I
all
get
right.
it.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Totally understand it. It's always
Yeah.
an interesting question, and it's
Yeah.
interesting to hear what the answer would be from different artists. Let me ask you this as well: if you could sit down with any artist, any female artist, and just have a one-on-one, just a conversation, who would that be?
Like current female
Doesn't matter.
artists.
Anybody.
Well, currently, I'm thinking current right now. Currently, I'd say Carly Pierce because I feel like we think the same when we write, kind of. I love how honest she is in her songwriting, and I strive to be that way as well. And I think we've been through a lot of similar things.
Mhm. Yeah, she had a rough time here not too long ago. So
So,
and then that went on to be a #1 song. So I'm just saying, the next girl. So
exactly.
yeah, exactly.
We've been through some similar situations.
You know what the most popular answer is when we ask somebody?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. It just they always say Dolly Parton. I shouldn't say always, but a lot.
I would have said that, but I have current female country artists on the brain these days.
I gotcha. And totally understand. Totally get it. It's been pretty awesome chatting with you, finding out about the new single. Tell us, where can somebody get that? Can they go on your website, which I have posted on the screen there, and download the music, or what can we find on the website?
Go to my website, or at all of my social media is Alannah McCready Music across the board. You can find me that everywhere. And then on every streaming or music buying platform, it's just Alannah McCready. And it should come right up. Something like that should come right up because it's the most recent single. But also in my Instagram bio, there's a link to every platform. So whatever you.
Yeah, I think let's see if it'll come up here. There's a little taste of the song, something like that. It's that young lady right there.
About 3 times. When running back when he apologized. I didn't know my worth, and that's fine. Now I can tell when it don't feel right. Now I'm stronger and I know myself better. And it feels so good to know that I will never go back again. So baby, tell me, are you sure that you're ready? I'm not asking for too much, but if you want my love, then you gotta know all I want is a little more conversation. All I need is for you to not have me wait.
I'm going to bring it down a little bit, but there it is. That is the single, and that's that young lady right there, Alannah McCready. And wow, what a voice too. You're so deep, so full. And I've been doing country radio for a long time, and knowing the difference when a guy listens to the radio and when a female listens to the radio, a woman, of course. And right, I can picture the ladies right now taking it and cranking it and going, been there. It's happened. It's happened. Yes.
I feel like that's why that's what I start, like, these are all true stories about me. Like, this song is very true. But I think I'm like, if it happened to me, I'm definitely not the only one. So,
you know what I like about that too? Not only that the ladies are going to listen to it, and probably if they're listening, the guys are going to listen.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you're very unique. You've got your own sound.
Thank you.
Because I hear that, and it's awesome. And I really can't put, who does it sound like? I don't know. You know who it sounds like?
Me.
Alannah McCready. That's what it sounds like. right there. You know, you're awesome. Thank you so much for coming on with us
Yes.
tonight. That is a little sample of the song. Make sure you go online, support her, download it, buy it, download it, and you're going to have it. It'll be played on the radio more and more. I promise you that it's going to be heard. And you deserve to be heard. And we hope to hear a lot more from you.
Thank you so much. You guys were great. This was fun.
No, you're
It's
great.
been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
absolutely.
Are you performing? I'm sorry, Scott. Are you
No,
performing anywhere right now in Nashville, or do you have a tour ready to go?
So we're working on figuring out tour stuff right now, and then I play on Broadway.
Oh, do you?
Different nights a week, depending on my schedule or whatever. I have a few bands that
Broadway.
So what are some of the locations that you frequently play at? Because I'm there all the time, so I'd like to try to catch a show.
So I pop up and do sets with my friend's band at both of the Tin Roofs, the Broadway one and the Membrane one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm about to start with another band here. Actually, that's when my phone rang. It was them texting me. And they play at Honky Tonk and Tootsie's and Kid Rock's and a couple other places. So I've been learning set lists.
Good friend of mine plays at Tootsie's quite a bit. Jason Teska.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Jason at all or no. He's a guitar player. Yeah, he's one of those guitar players. Somebody needs one. He goes on the road with them.
Love that.
And then in the downtime, he'd be just, we come to town. I'll swing down to Tootsie's, and there he is. And
10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yep.
Do you know Matt Ferranti?
Yeah, I don't know, but I have seen him before.
Right.
Yeah, he's at Tin Roof like all the time.
Yeah, he is friends with my friend Chris Ferrara.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a second. Oh no, I met Sarah Ferrara. That's what it was. Okay.
They play together acoustic stuff sometimes.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, I'm sure we'll catch you then. I'll be down there at the end of the month. So we'll do you post that on your website or when you're with the bands or not?
Just on my story.
On your story. Okay. Yeah. We'll track you down.
How much TikTok do you do?
I love TikTok.
You love TikTok? All right, we'll let it go.
I am a TikTok beginner. I have content on TikTok.
I got you.
Matt, my publicist, is probably going to see this and be so ashamed because he tells me probably 5 times a week that I need to make more TikToks. So I'm going to start making. I'm going to make more TikToks.
Okay. We'll look for you.
Good. Yeah, we'll definitely look for you. No, it's just amazing. I'm like you. I'm like a beginner at it. I don't know, but if I can talk to my kids and they're like, they're all over it. So.
Yeah, it's mostly my dog right now.
Yeah. That's cool. And what is the name of your dog, by the way?
Zoe.
Billy?
Zoe.
Zoe. Zoe. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, is Zoe right there?
Zoe.
Zoe.
Come here, bud. Your little high heels in the hardwood.
Yeah, I love it. How many? I see the is that dog prints behind your ear?
Oh no, it's music notes.
All right, I couldn't tell because I saw the cleft note on your wrist though.
Oh yes,
that's cool.
We're gonna have them. Here's Zoe.
Zoe, hello. It's
beautiful eyes.
Yeah, absolutely adorable.
It's her house. It's her life. I just love it.
That's all right. It's adorable. And, the reason we do that is to show people, you're real.
I am.
Dogs like we have dogs, and we all have our lives. We all have our careers. We all do different things. I do radio. You sing, and Deb does a million different things.
I have about 10 different businesses.
Deb creates basketball leagues in her spare time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been.
I have pajama pants on right now. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got my shorts on.
Yeah, exactly. Alannah McCready, everybody. One more quick question. Any relation to Mindy McCready?
Nope.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Number one question I always get.
Is it? Yeah. I was kind of hesitant in asking.
Oh, no.
I didn't think so, but
all the time. I'm always like, wow, it's funny that it's spelled the exact same way. Like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, it is. All right. Alannah McCready, everybody, make sure you check her out online. It's AlannahMcCready.com. You can find her there, and it'll probably, I know it for a fact, it links you to all the socials and the music, and you can find out everything about that young lady who's also a kick-ass goalie when she plays hockey. I'm just telling you, you don't want to get in her way. Stay out of her crease. That's all. Stay out of my crease.
Exactly.
Exactly. Alannah, thank you for joining us here tonight. We're going to sign off, but just kind of hang on there for a minute when we get done here.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
All right. It's a pleasure. And make sure you check us out at Skip Happens on Facebook. We have Skip Happens on YouTube, and this is up there. Subscribe to our page. And Deb, your socials?
At the official CMFC. And we are on Instagram, official_CMFC. Check us out, follow us, and we'll be able to fill you in too when Alannah's playing somewhere. We'll track her down. And when her new music comes out.
Exactly. And that's when she has the new single out. Well, it's out. We post that on Fridays.
Yeah. We post new music Friday. So definitely.
Yep. And it'll be up there. Alannah, thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.